and welcome to Your Town. I'm Jess Ryan, and joining me today is Karen Haught, who's the Executive Director of Seeing Hand Association. Thank you so much for joining.
And thank you so much for having me.
Sure. So, Karen, let's talk a little bit about the whole mission of Seeing Hand. There's so much that goes on there that people don't know about. So, fill me in. What's going on these days?
Well, the Seeing Hand, if you don't know, is an organization that helps the blind and visually impaired. We've been doing it for a lot of years. We were incorporated in 1946. Basically, our mission is to help all blind and visually impaired individuals lead fulfilling and independent lives. We do that through many, many programs, as you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've gone through a couple of the classes where I had the glasses on or the blindfolds on, trying to do normal activities that you just take for granted as somebody who can see. And I think that's really eye-opening for the rest of the community to understand that. So I love that you do those exercises.
Yeah, if you were blind or visually impaired, you would be facing a lot of challenges.
Mm-hmm.
A huge challenge would be employment. If you were blind, you'd have a 70% unemployment rate. If you had a secondary disability, such as hearing impairment, you'd be facing a 90% unemployment rate. So one of our programs is employment. Transportation is also a huge issue.
Mm-hmm.
They do have buses, and they come to work on the Advantage van, but we offer transportation to doctor's appointments, and we have a recreation and wellness program that we provide transportation for.
So I've been through many tours of Seeing Hand, but for folks who maybe have not been familiar with the employment opportunities you have, let's talk about those a little bit.
Sure. We like to think outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
We have several different employment opportunities, and they don't necessarily all tie together. Our largest one is we have a workshop. Our agency has a first floor offices and retail space, but upstairs we cane chairs, which I can't believe how many people still bring their chairs in to be caned. I think we're one of only people in the area that do that. We refurbish fire extinguishers.
Mm-hmm.
We make mops. We sell brooms, and then our most visual project is the Urban Garden Vertical Garden on Wheeling Island.
Which are all beautiful programs. And you wouldn't think something like, we're going to go back to the caning of the chairs. If you're not familiar, I call it like the kind of weaving of the wooden chairs on the outside that don't have the cushions, but they have what looks like almost straw kind of weaved in there. That's caning chairs is the program. And I've seen some of your employees go through and do that by touch, and they're beautiful when they
It takes a ton of patience.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't think I could do it. One chair might take a week or two to do, and there are different types of caning. If you're not familiar with it, the most difficult is hand caning.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're looking at a chair, it would have holes around the outside of it, and each hole has to be hand cane or woven, like you say.
Mm-hmm.
There's a factory cane that is one solid strip. There's log cabin, there's rush, which actually looks like a rope that takes forever. I couldn't do it, but they're amazing.
They are beautiful. And then the fire extinguisher. So if anybody is interested in having, so essentially if you have a fire extinguisher in your home and it's expired, then you can have them refurbished. Or if it's used, you can have them refurbished.
Right. Fire extinguishers need to be refurbished or replaced every 6 years. So it's kind of like a propane exchange. If you have one in your home that's expired, we take it in on trade and give you a discount off of the price of another one. The fire extinguishers that we sell are not used. They're all refurbished, repurposed. If you gave us your extinguisher, we would take the powder out of it, provided that it was still usable.
Mm-hmm.
If your extinguisher is newer than 1984, we can refurbish it. If not, we recycle it.
And going through and watching the process of the folks who are in that department who put them together, it's a pretty fun process. It's pretty interesting.
We have one gentleman that is not visually impaired that's the lead on the project. Mm-hmm. We tried to do it with visual impaired employees, but it's very difficult because they have to see down into the canister to make sure it's not rusted or have any problems with it. Right. So he does the refurbishing, but then we actually have two blind people that do the finishing process. They take the stickers off, they clean them, they tag them, and they make ready to be put out.
So Seeing Hand Association is one of those things, if you don't need the program, if you don't know somebody who needs the program, you might not know much about it. But now at least you have a good understanding of the types of programs that are done there and the type of help that they, from the employment side. But can you bring up a little bit about the programs that are for people that are visually impaired with the different types of reading, Braille, things like that?
Yeah, so we have the programs of employment where people come and work for us. But then all of our other programs, we call them our clients. So if you are facing vision loss, it's very scary. You know, first you're going to be in denial and you're going to be very afraid. We say losing your vision is an inconvenience, but not an end to a quality of life. So the things that we can help you with, orientation and mobility, teach you how to walk down the street. Now that is subcontracted. That is one of the only services that you have to pay for through us. The rest of the programs are pretty much no charge. We have a support group once a month. Blind and visually impaired individuals facing the same problems get together. Usually there's laughs, but they talk about successes, they talk about frustrations, they talk about new products. It's a very valuable program. We do have a Braille instructor. We have a gentleman right now, Bob Hicks passed away. He was our JAWS and access technology person, but we have a new employee that's working on getting certified with JAWS. For those of you that don't know, it's a voice-activated computer program that helps blind and visually impaired work the computer. He's trying to get certified so he can actually teach in this area. I mentioned transportation. We have low vision products. We used to try to stock the low vision products, but there's such an array of them now that we just help you figure out which one's best for you and then help you find it online. We once in a while have workshops and clinics for cataracts and macular degeneration. Macular degeneration is the largest visual impairment that we see. It's the aging population. So we could help you. It's not one fit for all with low vision devices, so you can come in and we could try to help you find something that would adapt to what you needed.
What does that look like? So what if you have, obviously if you have a little bit of a vision problem, you can get glasses or contacts or some type of corrective lenses, but what do those, is it a certain machines? What do they look like for those folks?
Well, as far as what it looks like through the eye, you lose a range of vision. Most common in macular, you'll lose your center.
Okay.
Some people have vision loss and they can only see peripheral vision, and then other people can only see center and don't have peripherals. But so the devices vary according to your disability. But we have, say, a handheld reader that you can adjust the font size, you can adjust the color, and that will help you. You want to read a newspaper, you want to read a magazine. Then there are large machines that are called CCTVs, where you can actually put a whole book under, and you can really experiment with them, and some of them will talk to you. And then the most amazing thing that I've seen is a new device called My Eye. It's very expensive. It's probably about $4,500, but it comes with a lot of training, and it's actually a pair of glasses that you put on. It doesn't restore your vision, but it will read. It has facial recognition. Hello, Jess is coming into the room. When it does just amazing things. I don't even know all that it's capable of. But if somebody would have the money for that, we have a contact and we put them in contact with that.
Okay, wow, interesting. I didn't know that even existed. But again, if you don't need the service, how do you know? For people who want to support Seeing Hand and the mission that you have, you said you have a special event coming up soon?
We do. Like all nonprofits, we have to fundraise and write grants and look for donations. But Bob Hicks, who I mentioned earlier, who was kind of the face of our organization, he passed away a couple years ago. We used to have a steak fry every fall for Camp Independence. When COVID came, we started doing virtual camps. So last year, we switched this steak fry to the Bob Hicks Memorial Scholarship Fund. So we raise funds in the fall, and we award them in the spring to students who are blind and visually impaired for continuing education. Last spring, we gave away 3 $2,500 scholarships to students aged 17 to 23. They can use it for a trade school, for room and board, for books, whatever they need it for.
Oh, I love that. I didn't realize I was fortunate to meet Bob, and I think it's beautiful that there's a scholarship in his
Yeah,
honor.
we miss him every day. We miss him.
Sure. So if anybody is looking for information about somebody they know that could benefit from it, or maybe some volunteerism, or to donate to the cause, how would they get in touch with you?
Well, the Seeing Hand, we're at 750 Main Street in Wheeling. We're 304-232-4810. We have a Facebook page also, and we have a website, seeinghandassociation.com. The steak fry I'd like to mention is October 14th at the old Italian American Club. It's now the American Legion, and I think it's 5 to 10.
Okay, great. And I know that you had success with your garden in the gala, so if you didn't make it, I wasn't able to go this year, but I saw all the pictures, very envious. I was bummed that I couldn't make it, but mark your calendars for that. Is it in August?
If you
do it again
if we
next
do it
year?
again, it'll be August. Yeah,
I think it sounds like it was a pretty big success.
It was a great success. It was a beautiful evening. I really, it was a lot of work,
Yes.
but it was a great success.
And if you haven't seen the garden on Wheeling Island, it really is beautiful. And thank you for bringing me some goodies today from the garden.
We adapted it so vertically our blind and visually impaired workers can go there. As part of our health and wellness program, they don't really get to go outside much. I can't take them to the gym and drop them off. You know, they need assistance. So this garden helps with that.
All right. Well, thank you, Karen,
Thank
so
you.
much. Thanks for informing everybody about the Seeing
Thank
Hand
you.
Association. If you weren't familiar, it's a beautiful organization needed in this community, and Karen and her team do a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We will be right back.
From humble beginnings in 1837, West Liberty University has been home to thousands of students. Whether you're a recent high school graduate or looking to complete a college degree later in life, starting your educational career at West Liberty University will be the catalyst for your future. This is a place where you will discover who you are and where you belong, surrounded by lifelong friends and a supportive faculty and staff. Start your journey home at westliberty.edu.
Welcome back to Your Town. I have another guest with me today. This is Annmarie O'Grady, and she is the Executive Director of a Special Wish Foundation, which is a beautiful organization that grants wishes to local kids here in the Ohio Valley. Thank you so much for joining.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Jess.
So I know a lot about Special Wish because we are also Rotarians together. We see each other quite a bit, at least once a week. But for people who may not know about Special Wish, let's talk about its mission and how it supports kids in the Ohio
Sure,
Valley.
I'd love to. A Special Wish is an Ohio-based wish granting organization. We are not affiliated with any other national wish granting agencies, so we do everything on our own. All of the fundraising that we do for Special Wish stays here locally because all of the children we grant wishes to that have life-threatening illnesses are here in the Ohio Valley. So that's what makes it so special, is that everything's local. We are on both sides of the river with our chapter, which is great because I get to work with kids here in West Virginia as well as Ohio and grant as many wishes as we can.
And a lot of those wishes are to Disney, isn't
Yes,
it?
that is by far our most requested wish, is a week in Disney. And they not only go to Disney World with that wish, they also get to go to Universal Studios, SeaWorld, as well as stay in a village in Orlando called Give Kids the World Village.
Oh, beautiful.
That in of itself is a vacation.
I'm sure.
But that's where children that are there on wishes from wish granting agencies stay.
Oh, I love
And
that. I didn't
it
realize.
is.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place. I'm excited. I get to go see it for the first time in November.
Great.
But just from what our wish families tell us, what I've seen on their website, it's like over 80 acres. There are rides there. The families do not pay for a thing at Give Kids the World.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine having a child and being part of the family that goes through that. So while it's a wish granting for the children, the families are able to celebrate, have a little bit of reprieve, relax a little bit, have fun, spend time, and take it away because it's sometimes harder for the caretakers.
Absolutely. We really do put a lot of emphasis on the families and the siblings. I mean, if you have a brother or sister that's ill, so much attention and time and effort is toward that child. And we really like to include the siblings with everything we do and put a lot of emphasis on them because their lives are totally altered, as well as the parents.
Right.
It's hard to even imagine what they go through on a daily basis. It's a lot. They are the strongest people I know, and our wish kids are the strongest and the happiest. It's just amazing how they just still have the brightest outlook, even with everything they go through every day.
Yeah. Well, how long have you been in this role?
3 years.
3 years. Well, you've been doing a fantastic job. And one of the great events that you've started, I really do think, and I've said this many times on the show, I think sometimes special events are what thrust nonprofits into everybody's eyes, because
yeah.
we were just talking to Karen Haught from Seeing Hand. If you don't need a service, you sometimes don't know it exists.
Exactly.
So for this one, I think special events were a great idea, and I loved when you guys kicked off the event that you have coming up that I know you want to talk a little bit about.
But you're absolutely right. When you are a local nonprofit, it is these larger fundraising events that puts our name out there, and that's what's so important. Not only raising funds, but just awareness. That way, if there is a family that either knows of a child or has a child that maybe could qualify for a wish, they know now that we're here.
That's right.
But the event that is coming up in just 3 weeks is our lip sync challenge. This is our 5th year for having it. It's our 5th annual, and it has grown so much and is really becoming that event that people do not want to miss.
That's right.
It's a lot of fun, and it's extremely entertaining.
It is, and I've known a lot of the people who have participated in it in the past. It's a lot of work up front.
Oh,
it's
very
very
much.
entertaining for folks in the crowd, but you always invite people who not only bring out a crowd of their friends and family, but work for good organizations that are supportive of the organization and are supportive of nonprofits and throughout the community. And you have a really
Yeah.
good lineup this year.
We do. We have 5 contestants. We decided to do 5 for 5 this year since it's our 5th year. And all 5 of these folks, I am impressed with every single one of them. They are, like you said, local to the community. So we do have John Radizak, who is very familiar in Belmont County and probably just across the Ohio Valley. He's the West Banco Barnesville Banking Center manager. And you may have seen him on stage at Blame My Roots. He MCs that, as well as a few other events in the Valley.
Yeah, he's a great man.
He is. He's just very, his heart is pure gold to everything that he does for so many people in the Valley.
Yeah, sweetheart.
We have Taylor Rise, and Taylor is the development coordinator with Augusta Levy Learning Center, and she also owns Rising Star Dance Center. So it's great to have her from another local nonprofit supporting our event, because we do just really want to support each other.
Yeah, on the flip side, you're also supporting their event.
I
You're doing
am.
Dancing with the Stars
I
this
am.
year, which I love.
I am so excited to be helping them as well and participating in Dancing with the High Valley Stars. I have, in my opinion, the best professional partner out there with Caleb Cooper.
He is great.
And we are having so much fun. Like, I don't want the practices to end because it's my kind of exercise.
I participated in it, and I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
That hour flies by, and it's good exercise, but yet I don't feel like I'm exercising because
Right.
it's so much fun.
It is fun.
So I'm
But-
looking forward to
Yeah,
that.
but back
So
to your lineup.
back to-
I love Taylor. She's a sweetheart, too.
She is.
Yeah,
And,
she's great.
So then we have Emily Shortall. Emily is the president of property management with Harvey Goodman Realtor. And I have to say, Harvey Goodman, the company is so good to a Special Wish. When the late John Goodman was alive, he donates our office space to us.
Oh, great.
And it's still continuing to this day. So we have a wonderful office in St. Clairsville, all donated by Harvey Goodman Realtor.
And Emily's a fellow Rotarian
She
with us.
is.
And my teammate on the Wheeling Lightning.
Yes,
She's one of my good friends.
Yes.
And
so-
she's got a lot of personality. I'm excited to see
Oh,
what she
she
comes
does.
with. Yeah.
Her acts are going to be just fantastic. We have Lee Ridenauer, and Lee is the Chief Advancement Officer at the Lindsley School. And I know she's going to just probably, I think, wow the crowd, and maybe not even, they're not going to expect what she's bringing.
Yes.
And last but certainly not in the least is Lieutenant Josh Sanders with the Wheeling Police Department. He is going to just be phenomenal. I, as the director, I do know what each of them are doing. That's something we keep top secret is their songs,
Yep.
because they do have to perform 2 songs. And these contestants go bigger and bigger every single year. It's almost like, what can they possibly do to top last year? And they do. They will not let you down, and it's performances.
Yes.
It's definitely not someone just standing up there with a microphone moving their mouth to the words. It is full-on production.
It is, and they partner with some local dance studios
Yes.
for some choreography. It's a music video live, essentially, is what's being performed.
Yeah, and many times the contestants do base their performance off of the music video for whatever song they're doing. So it is. It's a good time. It's just a really fun atmosphere. You can stand up and dance. There's people that dance in the aisles. This year we've added something new that's I'm really excited about. So each contestant has glow wands that they're selling.
Oh, great.
And there's certain colors associated with that contestant. So Josh is blue for the police. John is green for West Banco. So it all kind of coordinates with their profession. So that way people can buy light sticks, show their support when they're performing, and I think it'll just look really, really awesome having the Capitol Theater with all those lights going with the performances, and it's just another nice way to raise a few more dollars.
Yeah, that is. I think that will be fun for sure. And you are not short on personalities. Every single one of them are great people, hardworking for this community, caring volunteers. It's all volunteer based.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a good group.
It is.
I'm excited for you guys.
And I really do want to point out too, this year is the second year in a row that the event is being presented by the health plan.
Oh, great.
And they are so good to us, and they enjoy being the sponsor, and we absolutely love having them, and their support. And every one of our other sponsors, some of our other top tier sponsors are Joe's Tires, the Lindsley School, Gulfport Energy, as well as Cardinal Operating Plan and Visit Wheeling CVB.
Yeah.
So it's so nice to have the support of the community, because that's what makes events such as this successful.
Right, and it makes it so, obviously we want you to buy tickets and attend the event, but from a sponsorship standpoint, when organizations get behind an event like that, that's where the fundraising happens. When you're buying a ticket, you are supporting, but those sponsorships really, really mean a lot. So I would encourage any company to get involved with an organization, find out what is near and dear to your heart, and find out what the missions are in this area. Again, a lot of these organizations you don't need till you need them, and hopefully you don't, but they're doing such great work. So those sponsorships are important, and buying those tickets and supporting super important.
They really are, and I always say there's nothing too small. Like no donation is too small, and buying a ticket to come to the event, not only will you have a great time, but you'll be supporting, a local wish granting organization that does focus on local children. Hopefully, you never need us. That's what I always say. I wish that there wasn't even a need for a job like this, but I can't change that. But what we can do is give some happiness and help our families just maybe forget, even if it's for a week or if it's a gift that they'll have for the rest of their lives.
That's right.
That's what we're here for.
Well, it's a beautiful organization, and you guys
you.
do a great job, and I wish you all the best on your event.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. Just remind them the date and time again.
Absolutely. It's Saturday, October 14th. It begins at 7 p.m. at the Capitol Theater. If you know any of the contestants, you can get a ticket off of them or go to the Capitol's website, capitoltheaterwheeling.com.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you,
and good
Jess.
luck.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Your Town, focused on two beautiful organizations in this community that you may not have known about, except you can support them through their special events. When you hear about special events going on, do some research and look into the organization, and you'll be very, very proud to be supporting an organization like that. We're having a blast in the evening. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Hi, I'm Ella McFarland, and I'm a sophomore in the dental hygiene program, and I'm going to show you my hometown, Marietta, Ohio. And now we're going to go to the Levy House to get a bite to eat with my dad. Marietta, Ohio is a small town in southeastern Ohio in the foothills of the Appalachian. It's a very small town with only 13,000 people in it. I like how diverse it is. You can have the city life being right in the middle of Marietta, or you can live the country life just right outside, but it still offers great opportunities, and it's a great place to raise a family and to potentially retire someday at. I would say it's known for the small shops, small businesses, and the river and all the beautiful scenery that it holds, and also its rich history that not many people know about. And now we're going to go to downtown Marietta and explore. I qualified for the Metro rate because I live in one of the counties surrounding West Lib. And it was definitely a deciding factor on where I went, having to pay for my own schooling. So that was a great opportunity for me. I chose West Liberty because of the small campus. I knew that I would not do well in a big school. I like having a small community around me like I have here in Marietta. I also came to West Liberty because of my major, dental hygiene. They have the best dental hygiene program around, and that was a big opportunity for me. It was a big transition leaving my parents, but West Liberty has a lot of great opportunities and make me feel better being away from where I've been my whole life. The thing that I used to do in high school is just going to all of the games and supporting all of the different sports, basketball, football, everything, and I've continued that at West Liberty. I love going to all the acro meets, basketball games, football games. They're always a blast, and we always have a lot of fun with all me and my friends. And now we're gonna go explore Mound Cemetery. Marietta has a lot of rich history, including the Mound Cemetery. The mound was significant because it was built between 100 BC and 500 AD. The Mound Cemetery is a sacred burial grounds which holds the most burials from the American Revolutionary War. It also holds Rufus Putnam. Rufus Putnam was one of the first investors who led the first settlers here in Marietta. Marietta was the first permanent settlement in the United States in the Northern Territory and west of the Ohio River in 1788. It was originally known as Adelphia, which means brotherhood. Some of the company's investors decided to rename it Marietta after Queen Marie Antoinette of France, to honor France for helping the U.S. in the American Revolution. Thanks for visiting my hometown, Marietta, Ohio. Please check out West Liberty University.
Hi, my name is JJ Duff and I'm a math teacher here at Wheeling Park High School. I graduated West Liberty University in 2020. Let's go Toppers.
And I'm Ashley Clatterbuck. I graduated from West Liberty in 2021, and I'm also a math teacher here at Wheeling Park, and I teach mainly the algebra classes.
So we met in math class at West Liberty University.
Floats class.
Mr. Floats math manipulatives class. We've been together for 4 years now.
Yeah, coming up on 4 years.
Coming up on 4 years. Just recently this year got engaged.
Yep. JJ got the job here the year that I was student teaching in the county. And then it just so happened that the other math positions opened up at the same time. So then I ended up applying since my minor's in math, and then I ended up getting the job, and then it just kind of happened that we both ended up working both here at Wheeling Park together.
West Lib had a great impact on us. I can't overemphasize how important the math department is to how successful I am every day in class and how I work with the kids. I also can't emphasize how important the education department is there. Both departments working together really helped me out, and they helped the kids out, through all of us working hard with them every day.
It did help prepare me for my job here, especially my student teaching experience and how they switched over to the whole residency program, and how now we actually get like JJ's was block and all of that, but then my year was residency, to where you spend your whole entire year in that classroom with your CT. So definitely that whole year of actually being in one place, seeing how things work in a school, definitely helped prepare me for this job.
I'm JJ Duff.
And I'm Ashley Clatterbuck, and we're proud to be Hilltoppers.
Hi, I'm Jason Ake. I'm a grad student at West Liberty University, and I'm working on the Earthworm Lab. So we're attempting to study some invasive earthworms here on the campus property. We have a survey area where we go out and try and figure out how many they are, where they are, what species they are. Earthworms are really small, of course, and you don't really think about them, and you hear about them being good for gardens and all that. But these invasive earthworms live out in the woods, and they eat basically everything. They live in the dirt, they eat leaves, wood, take all the nutrients out of the forest. Plants can't grow, bugs can't find food, even trees start dying because they run out of nutrients. So our end goal is just trying to get a better understanding of the species. We're using some new spatial analysis techniques. I really hope that we can include this research to write my master's thesis.